Who Generation Alpha really are. Generation Alpha are the children born from 2013 and later. Many people call them the children of the future, and this is not an exaggeration. They are the first generation to grow up in a world where screens are everywhere, on the walls, in cars, in toys, on watches, even in baby rooms. For them, the digital world is not something new or surprising. It is simply a normal part of life, like air or water. While older generations remember a time without smartphones, and even Generation Z saw technology grow step by step, Generation Alpha was born into a world where everything was already fast, bright, and connected. They never had to adapt to technology, technology adapted to them. A tablet in their hands feels as natural as a toy car or a coloring book. You can recognize them easily. They touch a screen before they speak. They try to swipe photos on paper books because they expect every surface to react. They learn how to use apps before they can tie their shoes. They watch videos, listen to stories, and explore tiny digital worlds long before they understand how big the real world is. They are quick learners. Their brains grow in an environment filled with colors, movement, music, and interaction. They are used to receiving information instantly, and this makes them curious and bold. They click, tap, open, try, and experiment without fear. They are not afraid of breaking something, because in their world everything can be reset, updated, or restarted. But this generation is also different in another way. They do not see a strong line between online and offline life. To them, these two worlds blend naturally. A video call feels like a visit. A game feels like an adventure. A virtual pet can be as real as a toy one. Their experiences are deep, emotional, and often digital. Generation Alpha is growing up in the safest and the most connected environment in history, yet also the most complex. They have access to endless information, but they also face endless distractions. They can learn faster than anyone before them, but they may struggle with patience, focus, or slow tasks. They can explore the whole world without leaving home, but sometimes they forget to look up and see the real world around them. Still, their potential is enormous. They are open, flexible, and fearless. They are not scared of technology, they shape it. They are not surprised by change, they expect it. They are not limited by old ways of thinking, they create their own. They have the ability to grow into a generation that understands the digital world better than all others. Generation Alpha is a symbol of what the future may look like: fast, intelligent, connected, visual, and full of possibilities. They are the first true children of the digital age, and their story is only beginning. How Generation Alpha lives, learns, and communicates. Generation Alpha is growing up in a world completely different from any generation before. They were born after 2013, and for them, technology is everywhere. Phones, tablets, smart toys, TVs, smart speakers, even smart watches. Screens are not tools, they are part of life. To them, touching a tablet feels as natural as holding a toy. A video call feels as normal as talking face to face. They have never known a world without fast internet, streaming videos, or instant answers. This constant connection shapes how they think, learn, and communicate. From the very beginning, alphas are curious and fast learners. They do not wait to be taught in a traditional way. They watch videos, tap buttons, explore apps, and learn by doing. They understand images, sounds, and interactive lessons better than long texts. Games, apps, and tutorials teach them letters, numbers, foreign words, logic, and creativity. They try new things without fear of failure because the digital world allows them to restart, undo, or fix mistakes instantly. For them, every failure is just part of the process, not something negative. Communication is very different for Generation Alpha. They prefer visual, fast, and direct ways to share ideas. Emojis, stickers, short videos, and voice messages are their language. A single video or picture can show feelings better than a long explanation. They love sharing their thoughts quickly and creatively. However, because they rely heavily on technology, they sometimes struggle to express themselves with words alone. Writing long texts or speaking in formal ways can be difficult for them at first. This is a skill they are still learning as they grow. Although technology gives them many advantages, it also brings challenges. Generation Alpha is exposed to constant pressure. They see older children, teenagers, and even adults achieving and showing their success online. They compare themselves with others, watch highlight videos, and sometimes feel they are too slow, too small, or not good enough. This pressure can cause anxiety at a very young age. Some children become frustrated if they cannot reach the level of speed, creativity, or skill they see online. They worry about failing, making mistakes, or not being interesting. Their brains are developing in a highly connected environment, which makes them flexible, creative, and adaptable. They can understand new ideas quickly and imagine possibilities that older generations may not see. They can connect different concepts, ideas, and information in ways that help them solve problems fast. Multitasking, using technology efficiently, and learning independently are natural skills for them. But these strengths can sometimes turn into challenges. They can become restless if there is no screen, impatient with slow processes, or distracted when activities are not interactive. Learning patience, focus, and emotional balance is as important as learning letters and numbers. Generation Alpha also experiences social changes early. Many friendships happen online. They connect with peers worldwide and explore cultures, languages, and ideas beyond their local environment. This global perspective gives them open minds and empathy. At the same time, it can be confusing for young children to balance online relationships with real-life interactions. Adults need to guide them, helping them develop emotional intelligence, teamwork, and personal communication skills. Despite the challenges, Generation Alpha is full of potential. They are curious, bold, creative, and fast-thinking. They can use technology in ways older generations cannot imagine. They explore, experiment, and question the world around them. Their childhood is already a combination of the real and the digital, giving them unique perspectives. They are learning not just facts, but also how to adapt to rapid changes, how to solve problems creatively, and how to use tools to express themselves. The future belongs to them, and they have the power to shape it in ways we are only beginning to understand. Generation Alpha is not just a group of children. They are a symbol of a new era, a generation that thinks differently, communicates in new ways, and will grow into a world very unlike the one we know today. Understanding them, guiding them, and supporting their growth will be one of the most important tasks for adults in the coming years. They are learning, exploring, and building a new path for the future, full of opportunities, creativity, and challenges. The future of Generation Alpha and how adults can help. Generation Alpha is growing up faster and differently than any generation before. They live in a world full of technology, screens, and constant information. They see things adults never imagined as children. Artificial intelligence, virtual reality, smart homes, and global communication are part of their everyday lives. Because of this, they will become the most digitally skilled generation in history. But growing up in such a fast and complex world brings both opportunities and challenges. The future for Generation Alpha will be exciting but not simple. They will have many choices about education, careers, hobbies, and life paths. Many of them will work with new technologies, create virtual worlds, or invent solutions for problems we cannot yet imagine. They will be highly creative, curious, and flexible. They will know how to learn quickly and adapt to changes. Their potential is enormous, and they can become leaders, innovators, and creators in ways older generations cannot. At the same time, Generation Alpha will need guidance. Too much screen time, constant online comparisons, and the pressure to perform early can create anxiety and stress. Many children may feel overwhelmed by expectations. They need adults to help them find balance between technology and real life. Outdoor activities, face-to-face communication, creativity without screens, and moments of calm are very important for their development. Adults should encourage them to explore the real world as well as the digital one. Communication is another important skill for them. Generation Alpha can express themselves online, but they still need to learn empathy, patience, and understanding in real-life relationships. Adults can model kindness, listening, and cooperation. They can teach children to value teamwork, emotions, and real experiences, not just digital achievements. Another advice for adults is to support their individuality. Generation Alpha is naturally creative and curious. They want to explore, try new things, and make their own decisions. Adults should offer guidance without controlling them. Giving children freedom to make small choices, experiment, and even fail safely will help them grow confident and strong. Respecting their ideas, listening to their opinions, and treating them as equals makes a huge difference in their self-esteem and growth. Generation Alpha will face challenges, but they also have tools older generations never had. They can connect globally, learn quickly, solve problems creatively, and imagine new solutions. They are not afraid of technology or change. Their curiosity, energy, and courage will help them face problems like climate change, social issues, or new innovations. They have the potential to make the world smarter, more connected, and more creative. In conclusion, Generation Alpha is the generation of the future, digital, intelligent, creative, and bold. Adults have an important role to guide them, protect them, and help them balance their online and offline lives. They need freedom, support, and understanding. If we help them grow in the right way, Generation Alpha will become the most capable, innovative, and empathetic generation ever. Their journey is only beginning, and the world is waiting to see what they will create.
Did you like the story? Click like, subscribe to the channel, and write a comment with your ideas for new stories. Thank you for watching and practicing English with me. See you in the next video.